Saints don't get a bye because of Alberto Riveron not doing overlooking or reviewing that pass interference. That was pretty obvious. Alberto Riveron, I guess, sent a message to there was interaction between Alberto Riveron and somebody. There's an entire quote about it where he said, well, we thought that Hollister ran into it. He initiated the contact. I was like, everybody else in America watched that, saw the guy just grope the dude in the end zone. I don't know how it happened.
Yeah, he also said that they had a bunch of great angles from NBC and that they did quickly review it in New York, but they decided that didn't need the full review where they needed to take more time.
You know what? There's nothing on the line, Alberto. There's nothing on the line, Alberto Riveron. Just don't even, you know what? Don't even think about just taking another look at that because that's what the rule was put in place for. This is just another edition of the Alberto Riveron gang taking a stand against a rule that was implemented that goes directly against the on-field ref's judgment, which is what Alberto Riveron doesn't like. We saw it at the beginning of the season where they would never overturn a pass interference call, even if it was reviewed. Coaches got to the point where they would hold up the red flag, look at their fans, and be like, listen, I agree with you. I'm going to challenge this, but there's no chance this gets overturned. Throws it into the ground. No chance of it overturning because Alberto Riveron took a stand early in the year that he was not going to go against the judgment of the refs on the field. He thought that this new rule that was implemented, the pass interference review, was a direct shot at the subjectivity of pass interference in the game. He refused to believe that this is something that was just put in place to make the game better. He stuck with it all the way through the entire season. Coaches stopped challenging it, even though the rule said you could challenge it. Coaches stopped doing it because they were wasting timeouts, wasting pivotal challenges. And here we are, last game of the decade, where it should have got called down. It should have been looked at. And instead, what do we have? We have another conversation on Monday about how Alberto Riveron and the crew messes everything up. And it seems like this is going to be a problem. Now, the NFL did say they were going to take a look at the officiating from the top down as soon as the season ended. It's Black Monday. The season ended. There has to be somebody that can put in there for the playoffs because we got a good playoff lineup. We got some good teams in the playoff. This is going to be a treacherous route through the NFC. The AFC, nobody has a clue what's going to happen. Is Lamar Jackson still going to stay hot? I'd assume. Are the Patriots going to be able to stop Derrick Henry, who's 6'12", 270 pounds? Is the dynasty coming to an end? I have no idea. There's so many storylines that could possibly happen. The one that the NFL does not want to have is that the refs blew it again. And that just seems to be a mainstay of this 2019 NFL season. Well, hello there. Utilize the promo code PAYTHEBILLS and get $20 off your first order from SeatGeek. Now, back to the magic. I don't like it. I don't like wearing a shirt that says Alberto Riveron is the Grinch who stole football. I don't like going on various platforms and saying Alberto Riveron, probably a good guy, completely inept at his job, but it just shows up every single week. It seems like this is the case. And in a league that makes billions and billions of dollars, it seems like this should be something that's figured out. And instead, here we are, biggest moment of the biggest game of the year. And once again, the Alberto Riveron gang screws it up.
Is there any chance that this is the last we've seen of Riveron, or what do we think?
I think so. I mean, they said as soon as the season ends, I would assume the NFL meant as soon as the Super Bowl is over, right? Because a new season begins in March, basically, or April. I think it's March is the official beginning of a new NFL calendar season. So I would assume that's when it is, but they're going to have to get somebody in there who's maybe under the age of 90, that can think quick. I mean, there's a lot of things you have to be able to do. You have to think quick. You have to be able to know the rules inside and out. You have to, and I just think, I don't know who they're going to get for the gig. I've said this before. I've said this again. There isn't a feeder system for good refs. Unless Ed Hockley decides to fornicate every single night and just recreate new children, I don't know where they're going to get good refs from because nobody wants to be a ref. I don't want to be a ref. You don't want to be a ref. Nobody wants to be a ref, just like nobody wants to be a cop. Everybody expects cops to be these incredible humans. It's like, who wants to be a cop? Nobody. People that end up having to be a cop are the people that want to be a cop. The people that end up being refs are people that have to be a ref. It's just like, I don't know how you fix it, but I do know the cameras are there to try to help, and Alberto Riveron refuses to use them.
Maybe start with getting a guy who's got a little bit of humility and who doesn't mind, putting a hand up and be like, oh, yeah, I was wrong. We were wrong today.
No.
I think that's where it starts because Alberto Riveron will never do that.
Ever.